Good morning, everyone. Welcome to liveexercise.com. I'm Amanda. Last week we did a power flow. Heard from you guys that was a little intense. My mom actually thought it was a little too intense. So we're going to start just a nice flow today, focusing on the lower back. So mine's a little tight today. So go ahead and join me in a comfortable seated position if you haven't yet. Hands can be light on the knees. And then inhale, arch the back. So we're going to do some seated cat-cow. So inhale, arching the back, look up. Exhale, tuck the chin in towards the chest and round. So you're holding onto your knees so that you don't roll back. And really breathe in between the shoulder blades. Keep pulling. The shoulders probably want to cramp up here. See if you can pull them down. Good. And then inhale, arch the back. Try to roll the pubis bone down to lift up longer. Exhale, tuck the chin in, lean back, hold onto the knees. Inhale, look up, arching the back, shoulders back. Exhale, round. Good. And then come to a neutral spine. Inhale, the arms up. Lower the left hand, walk the left fingers out. If you have space, you can drop to the elbow or just keep the elbow up and reach. We're getting into the side body. So reach up and over. If you want a little more, you can turn your gaze up. Keep pulling the elbow behind the ear. If it's too much on your neck, simply look down. The tendency is to kind of lift this right hip, so see if you can keep plugging that right sitting bone into your mat. Inhale. Exhale a little deeper. Inhale, back to neutral. Draw the shoulders down and lower the right hand. Walk the right fingertips out, drop to the elbow maybe. Keep pulling that left elbow behind the ear, opening up the left side. Keep plugging that left hip down. One more, inhale. Exhale. Good, and then inhale up. Both arms up, draw the shoulders down, and then just walk the hands forward. Keeping the sitting bones down, working the back as flat as possible. Your forehead may come down to the floor, maybe not yet this morning, it's okay. Don't make it about trying to get your head down, but rather lengthening forward. One more. Good, walk the hands in. And then just switch your ankles. So getting into that other hip, walk the hands forward again. Trying to keep the sitting bones rolling back. Let your head go. And then walk the hands in. Face the front of the mat, and then hold the opposite feet. Keep your ankles crossed, tuck the chin, round the spine, and rock up and down 3 times. So just kind of giving yourself a little back massage. And then switch the ankles the other way. Grab the opposite foot. Might kind of sound like Rice Krispies, like mine does right now. And then come all the way up to a standing forward fold. So feet are hip width apart. Soften the knees and fold. Keep the knees bent. Keep the finger pads on the mat. Inhale, look forward. So bend your knees as much as it takes to get your fingers down, and then exhale, fold. Inhale, lengthen, look forward. Exhale, fold. One more. Inhale, look out, lengthen. Exhale, fold. Keep the knees soft. Let the arms just dangle, hanging. Tucking the chin in towards the chest, slowly round up. 1 vertebrae at a time, keeping your head down. It's the last thing to come up. Good. Heel toe the feet together. Turn the palms to face forward, the shoulders back and down. Inhale, reach out and up, look up. Exhale, swan dive, fold forward. Inhale, look out, lengthen. Exhale, step back to plank. In plank, just kind of shift your hips forward and back. So you're really just rolling over your fingers and toes. You're not lifting your hips up in any way. You're staying in a plank, rolling your pubis bone forward and just roll over your toes and fingers. Good, find stillness in plank, stacking the shoulders over the wrists. Inhale, lift up a little higher. Exhale, chaturanga, elbows in. Inhale, upward facing dog. Draw the shoulders back, keep spreading through the fingers and gaze over to the left. Back to center and over to the right. Back to center. Keep spreading through the fingers. Lift the hips, downward facing dog. And just kind of pedal out your feet. It's probably the first down dog of the day. So explore, maybe lift one leg at a time. And then we'll all meet in a neutral down dog. So finding stillness here, grounding the heels and lifting the toes. Keep reaching back, lengthening through each vertebrae. One more breath. Exhale a little deeper. Look between the hands and slowly walk feet to hands. Keeping the palms down as long as possible. Inhale, look out, lengthen. Exhale, fold. Feet together, bend the knees, sweep the arms. Inhale, chair, Utkatasana. Weights in the heels, so you're able to lift all 10 toes. Get a little bit lower, tucking the tail. Exhale, fold. Inhale, look out, lengthen. Exhale, step back. Inhale, lift up in your plank. Exhale, slowly, chaturanga. Inhale up. Exhale, back, down dog. Turn the left heel in. Lunge the right foot forward. Inhale, warrior one. Lower the hands, moving with each breath. Step back, same exhale, chaturanga. Inhale brings you up. Exhale, back, down dog. Other side. Right heel in, left foot lunges. Inhale, warrior one. Lower the hands, step back, chaturanga. Inhale. And exhale. Pause in down dog for 5 breaths. Bring both heels up so you're high up onto the toes. And then bend the knees, rolling the sitting bones up, pushing the chest back towards the legs. Keep the sitting bones rolling up as you sink the heels again. So you're working to try to get that rotation in your hips. One more breath. Keep sinking the heels. Exhale a little deeper. Look between the hands. Walk or jump, feet to hands. Inhale, look out, lengthen. Exhale, fold. Bend the knees, sweep the arms. Inhale, Utkatasana, chair. Get a little lower. Working the knees back over the ankles. Exhale, fold. Inhale, look out, lengthen. Exhale, fold. Separate the feet hip width apart, heels slightly turned out. So the outer edges of your feet are parallel with the sides of your mat. Middle and index finger hook the big toes. Inhale, look out, lengthen. Exhale, fold. So we're going to focus on lower back today. So even if you can keep your legs straight here, bend your knees. Bend your knees so it's less about your hamstrings and more about getting into that lower back space. So inhale, look forward, lengthening through the front of your spine. Exhale, fold. Keep bending the knees to work the chest over the legs, the elbows wide. One more breath. Exhale a little deeper. Good. Inhale, look forward. Release the toes. Hands to the hips, drawing the elbows together behind the back, and inhale up to standing. Little baby back bend at the top. Inhale, look up. Good. Neutral spine. Heel toe the feet together. Inhale, reach the arms out and up, look up. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, look out, lengthen. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhale up. And exhale back. Good, breathe. Keep grounding through the left heel and lift the right leg. Hip is closed, reaching back, working both legs as straight as possible. Right knee into the nose, shoulders forward, hover. Step the right foot in between the hands, lower the back knee. Hands to either side, or hands to that right knee to get nice and deep into the front hip flexor. So it's starting to be a little back bend, that's okay. Keep pulling the shoulders back. And then inhale the left arm up. Hook the elbow to the outside of the right knee. If that's easy, you can work your armpit there. And then hands together and twist. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, twist. One more. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale. Good. Unwind. Hands to either side of the foot. Straighten the front leg. Flexing the foot. Keep pulling your right hip back. So the tendency is to kind of open up the hips. Try to keep pulling that right sitting bone and hip back and then fold over the straight leg. Notice where your foot goes. So if it's flexed, sometimes you don't even need extra hamstring, so you don't even have to flex your foot. But if you are flexing your foot, notice where your foot goes. Mine tends to kind of turn out to the right. So for me to get into those muscles that I'm not used to because my body compensates and turns all different ways, I actually bring my toes up and then I try to work my pinky toe back. So that means my foot is completely square and now I'm feeling it all different types of places in the calf, the hamstring, even the hip. It's all connected, right? So see if you can take a look and be mindful of where your foot is. Inhale, lengthen. One more breath here. Exhale, fold. Good. Bend the knee, look forward. Tuck the back toes under to lift the back knee. Hands to either side of that front foot. Keeping the shoulders forward, just step the right foot back. Plank, inhale. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhale up. And exhale back. Lifting the left leg. Both legs are straight. Working the left inner thigh to the right. Breathe, lift a little higher. Good, knee into the nose. Hover. And lunge the left foot in between the hands. Lower that back knee, both hands to the left knee and come up. Again, you're pushing the hips forward. I like to keep my back toes under right now to help protect my knee, but you could point your foot if you want. So whatever's natural, it doesn't really matter. Just keep pushing your hips forward, getting into that hip. Making it a slight back bend, keeping the shoulders stacked over the hips, and then right arm up. Inhale. Hook the elbow or the armpit to the outside of the knee, palms together, and lift up. So what do I mean by lifting up? I actually mean, instead of, most people kind of look like this, where they're sinking into the shoulder. So can you lift out of that bottom shoulder and twist deeper? Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, twist. One more, inhale. And exhale, twist. Good, unwind, hands to either side of the front foot and straighten that left leg. Just kind of go wherever's natural. Inhale, look out. Exhale, fold. First getting into that hamstring. Focusing on the hips. And then inhale, look forward and notice what the foot's doing. See if you can bring your toes back into the midline, so all toes are facing the ceiling. And then you're probably, if you're like me, you're gonna have to focus on pulling that left outer edge of your foot, that little pinky toe side, back. Hopefully that gives you some information as to what needs to be open here in the leg today. So one more, inhale, look out, lengthen. Exhale, fold. Good, inhale, look out. Bend the left knee. Bring that foot back in. Tuck the back toes. Shoulders stay forward. Step back to plank. Inhale. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhale up. And exhale back. Breathe. Keep lifting the hips up and back. One more breath. Look forward and walk or jump the feet to the outside of your hands. Coming into a yogi squat. So the elbows are on the inside of the knees. The shoulders are pulling down. The palms are together and you're using your elbows. So you're pushing your hands together and then using your elbows wide to help open up the knees. Getting into the inner thighs. I'm feeling it in my lower back. So if your lower back's tight, you could be feeling it there. Keep pulling the shoulders back. This might be enough. Keep in mind, if your heels are up, you have to take your feet wider. I really want you to work on your heels down on the mat. If it's intense in your hips, then just stay here. This is going to be plenty. Otherwise, you can take it a step further, bringing the right hand in front of the knee and the left arm up. Exalting the arms, opening up through the chest. And then you may stay here, or you can wrap and bind. Maybe holding your hands around that right leg, and then pulling your left shoulder back. Breathe, keep sinking the hips, pulling the knees back, and stacking those shoulders. One more. Good. Unwind, palms back together. Use that to help push the knees out wider, lift up through the chest, other side, left hand in front, right arm up. Opening up the chest, stay here or wrap and bind. Again, keep pulling the knees back, opening up that right shoulder. One more. Good. Back to center, lift, lengthen. And then release the hands to the top of the mat and just straighten the legs. Turn the toes in, the heels out, and rock the hips a little side to side. Just kind of release that, let that go. Good. Inhale, look out, lengthen. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhale up. And exhale back. Left heel in, right foot lunges. Inhale. Warrior one. We're going to be here for a few more breaths now. So can you pull your right hip back, the left hip forward, shoulders drawing down the back, fingers spread, and then open up to warrior two. So now the back foot's parallel with the back of the mat. Hips are open to the left side of the room. Gaze is over the front middle finger. Make sure you can see your big toe on the inside of the knee. So the tendency is to let that knee cave in, especially if your inner thighs are tight. So keep pulling that back. Lengthen through the arms. And then turn the palms up. Inhale, reach the arms up, straighten that front leg. Exhale, turn the palms down and get low through that leg and move your arms very slowly. So you're resisting yourself. It's as if you're moving through water. We're going to do two more just like that. So moving very slowly. Inhale, turn the palms up. Reach the arms up, straighten that front leg. Exhale, Get lower. Last one, inhale. Exhale, low. Deepest warrior two. Get nice and low, working that front leg. And then right hand turns up. Inhale, reach towards the front of the room. Exhale, exalted warrior. It's not turning into a back bend. So tendency is to kind of open up and do something like this. So instead, can you keep pulling your left hip back and make it about your side waist? So you're still facing the left side of the room. Keep bending that right knee. One more. Good. Back to warrior two. Right elbow to the inside of the knee. Use that as a way to help yourself. Keep turning the knee out towards the pinky toe. Left arm up. Get nice and deep into that hip. Turn the left palm to face forward. Reach up over the ear. You can lower to the floor. You can wrap and bind. If you're wrapping and binding, can you make the wrapper the grabber? So you see that my right hand, the hand that's wrapping, is binding the left wrist. So maybe you can just hold your fingers today, but if you have space, can you go deeper? Can you pull that left shoulder back? One more breath. Good. Release the arms. Back to warrior two. Cartwheel the arms around, step back. Vinyasa. Chaturanga. Inhale up. And exhale back. Before we go to the other side, we're just going to take a twist in down dog. So walk the hands a little closer to the feet. You're still in a down dog, so the palms are still down. Heels still reaching down. Bend the right knee. Bring the left hand to the outside of the right foot, shin, whatever you got. Straighten the right leg and sink that heel again, and then look under the right armpit. So you're pulling that left shoulder under your right. Keep spreading through the fingers, lifting back. One more. Good. Release the left hand, bend the left knee, right hand to the outside of the left foot, shin. Straighten that left leg and sink the heel. Gaze is under the left armpit and twist. One more. Good. Release. Back to down dog. Turn the right heel in, lunge the left foot forward. Warrior one. So hips are working to be square, grounding that back foot. Good, and then open up to warrior two. Again, that right hip is pulling back, so your hips are square to the right side. Watch for that big toe. Making sure you can see it there. Gaze is over the front middle finger. Pulling the shoulders down, lengthening through the arms. Get lower through that front leg and then turn the palms up. Inhale, reach up, straighten the left leg. Exhale. Resist yourself like you're moving through water. Inhale. Exhale. Last one, inhale. And exhale. Good, find stillness, getting into your deepest warrior two. Keep pulling that right hip back. It always wants to roll forward. I know, so try to control it. Flip the left palm. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, exalted warrior. Again, still pulling that hip back, so it's the side waist. Keep grounding the back foot. One more. Good, back to warrior two. Left elbow to the inside of the knee, right arm up. Getting lower through those hips. Turn the top palm to face forward, reach up over the ear. Stay here for a few breaths, even if you know you're gonna wrap and bind, even if you know you're gonna work to the floor. Just kind of gradually getting deeper into it. Keep lifting the right inner thigh, so you're not sinking completely into those hips, but keeping everything active. Again, can you make the wrapper the grabber maybe? Maybe it's just your fingertips today, or you can go for grabbing your right wrist with the left hand. Inhale. Exhale, twist. One more, inhale. And exhale. Good, release the arms, back to warrior two. Cartwheel the arms around, step back, vinyasa. Inhale up, and exhale back. Look between the hands, come high up under the toes, walk or jump, feet to hands. Inhale, look out, lengthen. Exhale, fold. Inhale, sweep the arms out and up, look up. Exhale, lower. Good, bring the hands to the hips. Step the right foot back. So you're gonna turn to the right side of the room. Heels are out, toes are in. Inhale the arms up, pulling the shoulders down, and then exhale, fold down the midline. Inhale, look out, lengthen. And exhale, fold. Starting to walk the hands back in between the feet, working your chest, your torso in between those legs. The tendency is to kind of roll your hips back. See if you can shift more of your weight into the toes so that helps to roll your hips forward. It's going to be deeper stretch in the hamstrings. Breathe. Good. Inhale, look forward. Walk the hands forward. Hands to the hips. Draw the elbows together behind the back and inhale up to standing. Little back bend at the top if you want. Good, neutral spine. Turn the right toes out, arms out wide. Ground through the big toes. Shorten your stance just a bit. Keep pulling that left hip back again. Inhale, reach towards the back of your mat and then tilt to triangle. So triangle, most people really want to get to the floor, and then you lose opening up all of this. So don't work towards the floor. See if you can make it nothing about the floor, and really stack your left side on top of your right. So you're actually getting into that psoas, the side waist, all that good stuff. If you want a little deeper stretch through that area, you can reach up over the left ear. Keep the shoulders soft, breathe. One more. Good, left arm up. Gaze comes down. Keep reaching up with that left hand. Bend the right knee, shift it forward for Ardha Chandrasana. So again, most people are working towards the floor. If you're working towards the floor, you're missing it. So can you lift up? Work to straighten that right leg and stack left hip on top of right. Then you can just allow your right fingertips to float. You don't even need them. Again, the floor is there for support, and even a block under your hand is a nice option if you have that at home. And then another nice tip, I like to bring my hand to my right shin, straighten my right arm, and try to lengthen. So when I do that, it's certainly tricky for the balance, but if you can, you're trying to pull your right hip back to lengthen through the right side. So you're not collapsing all through this right side ribs. You're actually trying to push out and lengthen and then come back to that same pose. Breathe. I know it's been a really long time. Had to say all that. Soften the right knee, lower the left foot. We're back to triangle. One more breath. Good. Inhale up. Turn the right toes in. Just a little break from that. So interlace the hands behind the back. Inhale, open up the shoulders. And exhale, fold. Hands over the head. You can bend your knees, giving your legs a little break. It's more about the shoulders right now. Let your head just hang. If you're super tight and you can't hold your hands, or sometimes even if you're not tight, it's just a nice way to get deeper into a different part of your shoulders. So you could grab a towel, a strap, a shirt, anything, hold your hands and just do that same thing with a strap. One more breath. Good. Bring the palms together. Bring the hands to the lower back, or your strap to the lower back, whatever you're working with, and inhale up to standing. A little back bend if you want. Good. Neutral spine, release the arms, and turn the left toes out. Again, your stance is nice and short. Ground through the big toes, arms out wide. Inhale, reach towards the front of your mat and tilt to triangle. Again, making it less about working down and more about stacking sideways. You're trying to tuck your left hip under the right hip on top. Breathe deeply. And then gaze comes down. Bend the left knee. Keep reaching up with that right hand, trying to lengthen through your left side ribs just as much as your right side, and shift into Ardha Chandrasana. You're working your foot, so it's in line with your hip, reaching up. And then again, if you want to bring your left hand to that shin, just stay away from your kneecap. You can even come to your quad and try to push down to lift up, lengthening through that left side. One more breath. Soften the left knee. Lower the right foot back to triangle. One more. Oh yeah, we didn't do this. So reach up over. We're going to be here for more than one breath. Reach up over the right ear if you did that on the other side. Otherwise, just stay in traditional triangle. One more breath here. Good. Right arm up. Come up. Turn the left toes in. Making sure your heels are slightly pigeon-toed. So your toes are in, heels out. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, fold down the midline again. And then inhale, look out, lengthen. Bring the right hand under the nose, the left hand up. So you're working to stack your left shoulder on top of the right. Push down into your right hand. Again, if you're far away from the floor, you can use a block under your hand. That will help elevate yourself. Inhale, lengthen through the crown of the head, reaching back through the sitting bones, trying to lengthen your spine and stack yourself. You may stay here. This might be enough work, and you're just trying to stack your shoulders on top of each other. If you want more, you can reach the left hand around, grab the right inner thigh, and then right hand to the outside of the left ankle. So use the binds to help get yourself deeper into that pose. Pulling your left shoulder back and twisting your chest up towards the ceiling. Breathe. You might stay here, or listen carefully because this can get a little tricky. Release the hand from around the back, so that's your left hand, comes up. Bring your left hand behind the right wrist, twist the other way, and reach for the other leg. So you're going to pull yourself through your right armpit. And pulling onto your legs will help twist your torso more. Breathe. Keep grounding the outer edges of the feet so the feet aren't lifting up. Inhale and exhale, twist. Good. Unwind the arms. Both hands down, back into the midline. Inhale, look out, lengthen. Other side. Left hand down, right arm up. Try to keep your hips level. So my hips kind of want to start to go over to the other side, but can you keep pulling your left inner thigh back so that my sacrum, the lower back, stays square to the floor? That might be enough, staying here. Or now you can let your legs kind of go wherever they want. You can bring your right hand around the back, reaching for that inner thigh, and then left hand to the right foot. Spin the chest up, look up. Just kind of let your neck be soft. So you don't have to grip onto your neck. Just let your head hang and twist through the shoulders. Grounding the outer edges of the feet, one more. Good. Release that top arm. Right hand comes behind the left wrist, grabbing for the left ankle, and then twisting the other way. So you're looking up. This must look really interesting. I can't wait to see the video on this one. Keep grounding your feet and spin. Breathe. Looks funny, but feels great, right? Good. Unwind. Both hands down. Inhale, look out, lengthen. Exhale, fold. This time, middle and index finger hook the big toes. Inhale, look out. Exhale, fold. Elbows drawing away from one another. Use the strength of your arms to pull the crown of the head towards the floor. You're working your stomach closer to your legs. A lot of people crank with the shoulders and do something like this. So see if you can keep your shoulders pulling away from your ears, keeping your shoulders soft and making it about your biceps doing the work. Again, can you shift your hips forward a bit by bringing the weight into your toes? One more breath. Good. Inhale, look out, lengthen. Straighten the arms, release the toes, and lower to the knees. So we're going to set up frog pose. Really nice inner thigh stretch. So your feet are flexed. You want if you look behind you, your ankles are directly behind your knees. And then your knees are in line with your hips. So it's not where you come forward and you're bringing your stomach down, or when you come back like a child's pose. Your legs are at a 90-degree angle and your hips are in line with your knees, okay? You're getting deeper into the pose by working your knees wider. Some people complain about their knees, so if you want, you can roll the sides of your mat up and kind of double cushion yourself, or a blanket or a pillow at home. I'm okay, so I'm gonna stay here. You can work to the forearms and just continue. So it's a nice deep stretch. We're gonna stay here for a few breaths. So I said something earlier. I said, we were talking about the feet and how it just gives you more information by making those little adjustments. So even in this pose, if it's super intense, check in with your thoughts. Are you making it a problem? Are you judging yourself, wondering, oh my gosh, what did I do to my inner thighs? What did I do to my hips? Nothing. It doesn't mean anything. You're just moving the body, breathing, and getting information so that you can be more mindful of where the tension is physically, so that you can have some hope of letting it go. If we don't know where it is to begin with, then we certainly can't release it. So see if you can just make that each and every pose, just getting information, just kind of exploring, like going for a walk, where you're just kind of seeing what's going on and making those adjustments and breathing through it. It doesn't matter if we ever bring our foot behind our head, if we ever can float up into a handstand. The yogis are the ones that can just be where they're at, content, peaceful, in whatever they're doing, whether it's on the mat or off. So that's certainly a daily practice. See if you can work your knees a little bit wider for one more breath here. And then there's not really a graceful way of coming out of this. So just kind of walk your hands in, tuck your toes, straighten the legs, pushing back into a wide leg down dog. So you just kind of rock the hips a little side to side. Walk the hands forward so you're in a nice wide down dog, and then push your chest towards the floor. So you're working your forehead all the way down. Good. And then walk the hands forward, coming onto your mat, step the feet back. Inhale, exhale, chaturanga. Inhale brings you up. Exhale, back, down dog. And lower to the knees for child's pose. Bring the big toes together, the knees wide, working the hips towards the heels. So if at any point the practice becomes too much, you take breathers and you come back to this child's pose. One more. Good. Inhale up. Tuck the toes, lift the hips, downward facing dog. Keep lifting the hips up and back. And then lift the right leg, keep the hip closed, the foot flexed. Reaching back through that right heel, come high up onto the left toes, bringing the knee in to the forehead, the nose, and lunge the right foot in between the hands. Shorten the stance. So there's only about 2 or 3 feet away from your, in between your feet. Inhale, look out, lengthen, pulling that right hip back, and exhale, fold. Inhale, look out, lengthen. Exhale, fold. Good. One more. Inhale. Come up onto the fingers, look forward, lengthening through the chest. Keep squeezing into the hips, and now lift your arms out wide. Bend the right knee, shift it forward for airplane, Digasana. Flexing your floating foot, working your left inner thigh to the right. So the hips stay level. Opening up your chest, breathe. Hands to the top of the mat, left foot to the ceiling for standing split. Working both legs as straight as possible. Sometimes I like to bend and straighten that leg. It feels good through the quadricep. You want your hips to be square, but again, I know it feels good through the psoas and that front left hip to open them up. So just kind of play, explore, and gather some information, right? Everybody's different. So yes, I talk about alignment, and I also want you to have the freedom to be able to explore what feels good on your body today. One more breath, lift a little higher. And then slowly lower left foot behind the right, right to where we started. Inhale, look out, lengthen. Your feet are nice and close together. Exhale, fold. One more, inhale. Exhale. Good, hands to the hips. Draw the elbows together behind the back and come up to standing. And just switch your feet. Ground through the big toes. Inhale the arms up and exhale, fold over the left leg. Pulling that left hip back. Inhale, look out, lengthen. Exhale, fold. One more, inhale. And exhale. Good. Look out. Open up the arms, squeeze into the hips, soften the left knee, shift it forward for Digasana, airplane. Working both legs as straight as possible, that right inner thigh to the left. Can you reach towards the back of the room to open up the chest more? One more, lift a little higher. And then hands to the top of the mat, right foot to the ceiling for standing split. Again, having a little freedom to play. Bending that top leg, maybe wrapping and binding, maybe playing with open or closed hips. Good. And then soften the left knee, lower the right foot. Back to that hamstring opening. So you're straightening the left leg. Inhale, look out, lengthen. And exhale, fold. One more. Exhale a little bit deeper. Good. Look forward, come high up onto the fingers, and then ground your hands and step back, plank. Inhale. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhale up. And exhale back. Turn the right heel in, lunge the left foot forward, and walk the hands to the center of the mat. Inhale, look out, lengthen. Exhale, fold. Inhale, look out, lengthen. Bend the right knee, walk the hands over to the right, and try to keep your right heel down. Sometimes it takes a little bit of exploring to see where you can keep that right heel down. Also, sometimes the Achilles is just too tight that you can't, and that's okay. That heel can come up. And then flex your left foot. So you're using the right elbow to push that knee out. Getting into the inner thighs again. You can see we're working the inner thighs and the lower back today. Keep lifting the chest. You can bring the hands to namaste. That's nice because instead of unloading in your arms, you kind of are able to sink into the hips a little deeper, or you can wrap and bind again. Breathe. Keep pulling that right knee back. One more. Good. Back to center. Lift, lengthen. And then very slowly, straighten the right leg, bend the left. Your hands can stay light on the mat, or you can keep them to namaste and switch. Flexing the right foot, you're drawing those toes up towards the ceiling. Hands to namaste or wrap. Breathe and keep rolling the outer edge of that left foot down to help open up your knee. One more. Good. Back to center. Stay nice and broad through the shoulders, and as low as possible, switch over to the right again. Back to the left, just for fun. And then straighten the left leg. Good. Lower the hands, heel toe the feet out wide. We're going into a straddle split. So in gymnastics, which I did as a kid, the idea, even cheerleading, lots of concepts, you want to get your hips low as possible, right? Well, don't worry about that today. Worry about square feet. So again, you're grounding the outer edges of the feet. They probably want to lift up naturally. I want you to resist that. So keep your feet square. So your toes don't roll out wider than the heels. That's what I mean. And then keep grounding the outer edges of your feet. You may come to your forearms. So this certainly isn't a pose I love. I'm not very good at it, which means I know I need to do it, right? So try to keep that focus on your feet. Your inner thighs will open as you continue to focus on your feet. If you keep working yourself wider and your feet start to go, then you know you got to come out of it, which is what I'm doing right now. So I'm going to come up a little bit to keep my feet nice and square. One more breath. Good. Come up. Shorten your stance a bit, so just kind of heel toe your feet together so it's a little more manageable. Walk the hands over to the right and lower the left knee. So we're going into a half split. Keep pulling your right hip back. Some of you may want to go into a full split, so if splits are your thing, go for it. But again, in gymnastics, cheerleading, all that stuff, the idea is to get nice and open. I can get really pretty low to the floor, but my hips are all open now. So what I want to do to get a different part of the hamstring is to come up, and now I'm pulling my right hip back. If you have a block at home, it's nice to kind of sit on the block. I'm pulling, I like to keep my back toes tucked under to help pull that left hip forward. Now I'm getting a whole different part of my right hamstring. So inhale, look out, lengthen. And exhale, fold. You might just stay upright. That might be plenty. Or you can start to walk it forward. Again, be mindful of where your foot is. Keep drawing your toes up, flexing that foot, pulling that right pinky toe back. Breathe deeply. One more breath. Good. Just kind of come out of it. Walk the hands back in towards the hips. Shorten your stance a bit. Walk the hands over to the left and just switch legs. Snap, crackle, pop. Lower the back knee and straighten the left leg. So again, you want to, I know it's so tempting to want to go low. I want to go low too, but I know I'm going to get so much more out of this pose if I pull that right hip forward, keeping my back toes tucked under, and pull that left hip in, back into its socket, and then slowly walk it forward. Keep flexing that foot to get deeper into the calf. All this stuff is nice and juicy today. See if you can soften your head. You may be able to inch your feet a little wider, that left foot forward a bit, but again, notice, be mindful of where your hips are going. One more. Good. Lean over to the left and swing the right leg around. So we're coming into Dandasana. Legs are straight out in front. Peel the flesh away from the sitting bones. Flex the feet. Again, you're probably focused. Most people I see are like me where the toes kind of roll out. So can you keep pulling those pinky toe edges back? Hands next to the hips. Tuck the chin in towards the chest. Lifting up through the crown of the head. Inhale, arms up. And exhale, fold. Paschimottanasana. Grabbing whatever's available. Inhale, look out, lengthen. Exhale, fold. Good. Inhale up. Bring your right foot in a few inches away from your left inner thigh. The right hand is going to come behind your back. The left arm comes up. Hook the elbow to the outside of the right knee. Inhale, lift up through the crown of the head, and then exhale, twist. You're working your right ribs back, so getting a nice deep twist. Keep flexing the left foot like you're standing on it. Inhale, lift up. The closer you get your hand, so if you're way back here, you're kind of disserving yourself where you're not lifting up. So bring your hand really close into the spine, using that as like a kickstand to keep yourself up, and then twist. Use the elbow on the knee to twist your torso. Inhale, lift. And exhale, twist. One more. Inhale. Exhale. Good. Keep the twist and look forward. Drop the chin in towards the shoulder. Now, keep this twist and just lift your right toes and bring your left hand to the outside of your right foot. Keep your shoulders stacked over your hips and kick that right foot forward. Bring your right hand back. So again, you're trying to get your right hip down. Ooh. Just by doing that, you're going to feel it really nice in that IT band too, that outer hip. And then the right hand back. Keep lifting up so you're not rolling back, but lifting. Flexing the feet, kicking forward. So it's kind of like a seesaw. The more you kick forward with your right foot, the more you have to reach back with that right hand. Keep pulling your shoulders down. One more breath. Inhale. Exhale, twist. Keep this shape and just lower your right heel. Reach your right hand up and over and try to grab something on your left side. So it's maybe your foot, your shin, whatever you got. It's a half forward fold, half twist. So this is my favorite way getting into the lower back. I've been waiting for this all morning. So half of your work is in pulling your chest towards your legs. Half of your work is in pulling your head and looking up behind your right elbow. Keep pulling your shoulders away from the ears. Breathe. One more. Good. Release the feet and come up. Going to the other side. Bend the left knee. Left foot's a few inches away from the right inner thigh. Left hand behind the back, as close to the spine as you can to keep yourself lifted. And then right elbow hooks to the outside of the left knee. Inhale, lift. Keep that right foot active and flexed. Exhale, twist. Keep dropping your left hip. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, twist. One more, inhale. And exhale. Good. Keep this twist. Look forward. Drop the chin into the shoulder, just kind of getting into that neck area maybe. And then lift the left foot. Right foot comes to the outside of the left foot. This is pretty accessible, but I didn't mention it last time. But if you're having trouble straightening your leg, you could always use a strap, a towel, a shirt to hook around your foot, and then you just hold. Sorry, I didn't mention that last time. Reach back through the left hand. So again, a little seesaw action. The more you kick forward with that left foot, the more you have to reach back with that hand and then lift up. Using your own body to assist this stretch, to get deeper into it. One more, lift. Exhale, twist. Keep this shape, lower the left heel, reach the right arm up and over, grabbing the outside of that foot, shin, whatever. Folding over the legs and keeping the gaze under that left armpit. Shoulders drawing down so it's easy to crank them up. Keep pulling them down the back. Breathe deeply. One more. Good. Release the feet and come up. Fingertips behind the hips. Fingers facing forward. Bend the knees. Feet are hip-width apart. Lift the hips for a reverse table. So if you have any issues with your neck, you'll stay like this. Keep looking forward and just keep lifting your hips so you can't see your knees anymore. If your neck is okay, release your head back. Lift a little higher. Good, look forward. Send the hips through the hands. See if you can lift your hips. And then lower, cross the ankles, and move through one last vinyasa. Inhale up. And exhale back. Look between the hands, walk or jump all the way through, lying on the back. Hug the knees into the chest and rock a little side to side. Keep plugging your shoulders down, working your lower back down. So the tendency here is that your hips probably want to kind of lift up. Keep rolling that lower back, that sacrum down. Then both legs straight up in the air, feet are flexed, hands next to the hips. Bend the right knee, lower the left leg. Actually, bring your left foot down. Keeping both knees bent, you're going to grab the outside edge of your right foot with the right hand. Keep your ankle over your knee and pull the knee into the armpit. So it's a half happy baby. Really nice way to get into the hips. Your knee maybe can go to the floor outside of your rib cage. If not, you're just working in that direction. It doesn't matter. You may stay here. This is really good. Or you can start to kick your left foot forward for a little deeper. Keep kicking that left foot forward. Breathe. And then lower the left leg, the left foot down. Hug the knee into the chest. And straighten the legs up. Other side, bend the right knee, bringing that foot down. Grab the outside edge of your left foot. Bringing that knee towards the floor, keeping the ankle over the knee. May stay here or kick that right foot forward. Keep flexing the foot, reaching out of the heel. One more. Good, bend the knee. Hug the left knee into the chest. And then both legs up again. Middle and index finger of the right hand hooks the right big toe. If that's not happening with your leg straight, then don't worry about it. You can use a towel. You can grab the back of the leg. It doesn't matter. Lower the left leg all the way down. Keep both feet flexed. Choose whatever bind you're going for. And then keep straightening that leg. Most people think it's great when you do this. I don't want you to bring your leg towards your chest. Keep your heel in line with your hip. It's going to work a different area. Left hand comes to the left hip, and now open up to the right. You're working to keep that left hip down, so you really have to push because it wants to roll up. Most people kind of do one of these guys. I want you to keep your left hip down. If you've gone all the way down and your right foot is on the floor and your left hip is lifting, then you're missing like half the pose. It's so good through that left hip flexor when you keep that hip down. So breathe deeply, enjoy this for one more breath. And then keep the foot in line with your hip. Use your obliques, your inner thigh to bring your right leg up. You can keep that leg straight and just switch the grip or bend the knee to make the twist more manageable. It's up to you. Keep your right shoulder down and twist over to the left. Gaze is to the right. If the leg is straight, you're probably getting a really nice stretch through that IT band. If the knee's bent, it's a nice twist. So either way, it's all good. Breathe deeply. Good. Release the hand and just bring the knee in. Hug it in. Maybe a few circles with the ankle. And then both legs up again. Back to that Supta Dandasana. Feet are flexed. Middle and index finger of the left hand hooks that left big toe. Lower the right foot down. Keep that right hand heavy on your hip. If you have a friend you're practicing with or something, a dog that could sit on your hip, go for it. Keep the foot in line with your hip and open up to the left. Keep flexing the right heel, reaching forward. Breathe. So you're only going as far as you can keep that hip down. So most people may look like this because my right hip is still going to stay down. You'll notice if you can go all the way and then you kind of pop up, then again, you're missing it. One more breath. And then use your core strength to bring that left leg up. Keep the leg straight and just switch the grip or bend the knee and twist. Working that left shoulder down, gaze is to the left. One more breath here. Good. Hug the knee in. And just kind of hug both knees in. Wrap the arms around the legs, grabbing opposite elbow. Instead of keeping your hips up, try to plug your lower back into the mat. For a nice release, just tuck the chin in towards the chest. Make yourself into a tiny little ball, so lift your head, squeeze everything, tighten the lips, the face, the toes, the hands. Tighten, tighten, tighten. Inhale, and then exhale, just like popcorn, pop out. Shavasana. So falling into a starfish position, the hands are facing up, the shoulders drawing down. Few deep inhales, in and out. And then see if you can let go of the breathing, the focus on the breathing. Let go of everything physically, mentally. If you end your practice in a different way and you're feeling like you need some type of inversion or something, that's okay, but I'd rather you try to just let this be enough for today. You've worked a lot. Allow yourself to get out of those habits, those ways, those things that you feel like have to happen on your mat or in your life or whatever it might be. so that you can allow yourself to be open to those things you don't even realize you need or want. Allow yourself to just be okay with what you did today, and let that be enough. And once you've gotten to that place, can you just kind of settle into your mat, feeling the support of the floor, letting go of any distractions around you, the to-do list for the weekend or for the rest of the day, and seeing if you can just be here in this moment, completely still for a few moments out of your day. There's nothing you need to do. If there is something you need to do, it can certainly wait. See if you can allow the palms to fall open, the eyes to just settle into the sockets. Stay here in Shavasana for as long as you like. If you do want to start to come out of it, then go ahead and start to wiggle the fingers and the toes, rocking the head from side to side, reaching up over the head, lengthening through the right side of the body and the left, and then gently hugging the knees in. Rock a little from side to side, and then maybe up and down. Eventually coming into a comfortable seated position. Just closing your practice, bringing the hands to Anjali Mudra as you take a moment to thank yourself for rolling out your mat today, for maintaining the discipline it requires for this practice. May we allow this practice to teach us how to love ourselves and each other that much more. So have a beautiful, blessed day. Have a wonderful weekend. Namaste.